And Ms. Sullivan-Sutton, is part of the rationale here that the counties have additional other funds, other funding sources for which they could, if these needs arose, they could direct some of those funds and to provide for these activities? Is that the idea?
Mr. Chairman, not really. This is really a recommendation to reduce spending in this area as part of our need to have significant reductions. We do expect that roughly 4,500 fewer people will receive services under these two programs with this reduction.
Again, for me, I guess for my purposes and clarity, you're talking about just capping this appropriation at a lower level. That means there'll be less funds available to be dispersed. Are there? If someone were to come and say, "Well, I've got a need that was covered under this granting or funding stream in the past, but I still have that problem," is the county have the facility, if it needed to or wanted to take monies from some other category of funding and say, well, we can help you, we can pay for this out of this fund? Is it likely or possible some of these things could be covered in other ways?
Mr. Chairman, counties could choose to cover these in other ways through either property tax dollars or other resources that they may have available. However, we are not necessarily assuming that these 4,500 individuals are going to be picked up by the counties.
So, of all the monies that the state provides the counties for various kinds of social services, none of those funds would be potentially available to be dispersed for these emergency purposes at the discretion of the county? I'm just trying to understand what flexibility the county has to, if they have particular needs, and if they see, for example, that there were needs that are being covered under the current structure and aren't going to be funded, if they had the option to say, well, we've got monies that are here that have been provided to the county for some general purposes, could we use some of those funds to do something that in this area? I'm just trying to understand how that works.
Sure. Mr. Chairman, Mary Orr, who's the Director of Community Partnerships, will try to respond to that.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Chair, my name is Mary Orr with the Department of Human Services. Counties wouldn't necessarily have another flexible source of funding to cover these emergency services. As Ms. Sullivan-Sutton said, they may choose, after they've exhausted their allocation of funds for the emergency general assistance or this combined program, they could choose to cover an emergency with their county-only dollars. They may also refer an individual to another resource in the community. But there isn't another state-funded source of funding through the Department of Human Services available for these kinds of emergencies.
Thank you.